Hello! I'm Liz, one of Dairy's reference librarians, and welcome to another episode of Misinformation Busters. Once a week, we tackle a rumor or false misunderstood information and try to separate fact from fiction. This week, we're talking about models. Not the ones on the catwalk, but the COVID models. So, what's the story? There have been a number of models used to predict the impact of COVID-19 and its spread. Some models, like the CDC, forecasted up to 200,000 US deaths. Others, like the Imperial College of London, forecasted 2 million US deaths. And some, like the Institute for Health Metrics and Evaluation at the University of Washington, or the IHME, have been a bit more optimistic with forecasts from 60,000 to 120,000 deaths. Currently, COVID deaths are about 100,000. And I will note that I am rounding numbers. Because there are so many models and we haven't reached the most dire predictions, some have taken that as a reason to dismiss them. If you read internet comments, you will see a lot of the models are wrong, time to open everything up. And public figures have attacked the models as well. TV host Laura Ingraham had multiple segments about how faulty models are causing panic, and Senator John Cornyn said that we need to have a discussion about the uses and abuses of modeling, claiming that it's not in the scientific method. So, what are the facts? Well, the first thing is realizing what models are for. They aren't for, quote, predicting the future, as Senator Cornyn said. They're more to show a scenario. Models are based on data and other factors. Peter Glick, an environmental scientist, says, yes, models depend on science, but also factors like human behavior, which is much less predictable. He says, quote, because of these uncertainties and unknowns, scientists who work with models try not to call the outcomes predictions. Rather, we call them projections or scenarios. A prediction implies more accuracy and certainty than many models provide. For all these reasons, scientists often repeat the classic aphorism, quote, all models are wrong, but some are useful. By which we mean models are only as good as our understanding of the scientific knowledge that goes into them. But useful models help us understand science and human choices interact, providing valuable insight for policymakers. And this leads to another issue with COVID models. There are a lot of unknowns. When making a model and projections for flu season, they are going off of years of knowledge about infection, transmission, testing, human behavior, etc. This is a new virus that they're still figuring out all the ways that it's transmitted, whether people can be reinfected, who's most likely to get sick, etc. We're still figuring this virus out, so models can change as scientists learn more. That's the great and sometimes frustrating thing about science. It changes based on evidence. There is criticism of one model, though, the IHME model. Other epidemiologists, like Mark Lipschitz at the Harvard T.H. School of Public Health, feel that it's unreliable. The IHME is also the model that's used by the White House. However, the critique isn't coming from the model being wrong. It's due to the methods. There are two main model methods. One is the SEIR method, which takes what researchers know about the virus, how quickly it spreads from the method of transmission, and try to calculate how long it takes from people to become susceptible, to infected, to recovered, or die. That's the older method of modeling. The newer method is agent-based, which simulates interactions and scenarios. The IHME uses neither method, which concerns some epidemiologists. The IHME just uses the data at hand from places like Italy and factors in the effects of social distancing. And that's another concern with the IHME model, is because it factors in for social distancing, it might be too optimistic and it might give state and federal officials a false sense of security. So, what is the lesson other than models aren't meant to be seen as Nostradamus-type predictions? Well, I think the best is just models are complicated and have different methods, so don't read or rely on just one. The website 538 has a good COVID forecast center where they look at a bunch of different models. This is a new virus, so we can't just take one as gospel. To say this model is right and this model is wrong is just too simple. Thank you for watching, and as always, look for sources in the comments. If you want to do some research of your own, you can use our EBSCO database available through the library's website. See you next week!